Hi everyone, welcome back for another whiskey review. Now I am going on a new journey, going to record 3 whiskey reviews from a Scotch independent bottler called Compass Box. Started near around 2000 by John Glaser. It's a very interesting company because they don't make any whiskies themselves, but the whole principle behind Compass Box is they wanted to bring back the art of blending Scotch whiskies and producing one-off or core range whiskies using the art of blending whiskies from different distilleries, which is something that was quite prominent and still is if you think of the success brands like Johnnie Walker and Chivas Regal have. But what's a bit different here is Compass Box themselves are sourcing obviously these barrels. They have their own whiskey. They have lots and lots of barrels they age and have under their own hold, and they use that to create core range things like this, which is the Hedonism, and then there's others that we'll review after this particular review. Now the Hedonism is the core range that's been around the longest, I believe, since day .1, but the blend does change a little bit with different batch numbers and whatever. If you go on their website, you can look up flavor profiles according to the batch. It's got the information here. It's got this sort of QR code you can scan and go on there what this particular batch represents. But what they are doing is using ex-American bourbon barrels and aging it with grain whiskey. So not malt whiskey, grain whiskey, and they're blending it all together. And if you have a bit of educated guess, you know, their use of the ex-bourbon cask is going to present you amazing honey and vanilla characters, and that's exactly what this particular whiskey does. Limited production, so compared to, like I said, Chivas and Johnnie Walker, who do, let's say, millions upon millions of bottles across the different ages, Compass Box, much smaller outfit, but they are a growing company and they're doing some really, really cool stuff. Here in New Zealand, where I live and drink and enjoy and sell whiskey, I'm not sure if there's an official distributor for Compass Box. This particular bottle has been open for a very long time for me, but you do see it every now and then with parallel imported stuff. So let's get it into the glass and see what this whiskey is all about. Bottled at 43% ABV. Now, being a grain whiskey that, let's assume, is aged for perhaps around 5 to 8 years, I don't know, maybe a bit longer, because this is the unique thing with Compass Box. Their ethos are whiskey is not all about age statements, rather what flavors and smells it can represent, and that's something in particular I can get behind. It should be all about if it's bringing joy to you, do the flavors and the smells resonate with your palate, and if you're enjoying it, rather than seeking the English 12, 15, 18, 21-year-old as a thing, which has its value as well, but the blending is just amazing. You know, it can bring different characters out. Very, very light in color, and that's kind of making me, maybe I shouldn't make a guess, but at the price point it goes at, relatively young whiskey, aged in an ex-bourbon cask. All right, let's try it. Oh, the vanilla stays straight away and it's strong. Oh, yes. Very warming on the nose. That vanilla is really, really good. Just a bit of honey coming through as well. And just a tad sharpness, which I have previously experienced with younger grain whiskies. It's nothing odd. It's not like an alcohol vapor, but just a tad sharpness on the nose of the alcohol. Very pleasant. Overall, very, very fruity. All right, let's give it a try, see what it's like on the palate. First thing, It's actually not as oily on the palate at all. Very light. That woody character is there. A little bit of oak. But otherwise, the vanilla, the honey, bit of toffee. Really, really pleasant. Very light. I don't detect any spice. There's no spice at all. But very, very light, very refreshing whiskey. You'd be a really good early evening whiskey to start the evening on and move on to some more heavier stuff. Really, really nice. One thing I have to say, I'm a big fan of how well these Compass Box releases are presented. And you'll see with the other two reviews I'll post later. They are presented really, really well, and it's all about art and, you know, using beautiful fonts all around the packaging. Really, really good. I did check. I paid about $130 for this bottle of whiskey some time ago, which is quite a lot of money. But hey, it's something very, very unique. I remember doing a review of the entry level. They do these two other sort of cheaper blends. For memory, it was Glasgow something and something else straight, which are also very light, very fruity whiskies. But this one in particular, very well presented. It is something a little bit different. You know, if you're sick and tired of drinking the same 10, 12-year-old blends and single malts, it's definitely trying it once. The finish is rather short, which I kind of expected, but it's still lingering a little bit. That kind of honeyed sweetness, that little bit of vanilla is lingering on the back of the palate. Really, really good. Great whiskey. If you can get your hands on it, must try it once. Well, that's all I've got to say about this particular whiskey. If you're liking the content, please like, share, and subscribe. Otherwise, I'll see you in the very near future with another Compass Box whiskey review. See you later. Bye-bye.